Good morning, everybody. And we're back with a Liquid Talent TV interview of Nitika Chopra.
Hi.
Nitika is a dear friend of mine. We only met about a year ago.
Yeah, not even.
But we're on the fast track.
Totally
on the fast track. And Nitika is the founder and CEO of Your Bella Life. Bella means beautiful for all of you Espanol challenge folks out there.
Or Italian.
You're Italian. You know, I studied in Florence. That's so embarrassing.
That's really sad.
I took intermediate Italian too. What's it in Spanish?
I don't know. I think it's probably like the same-ish thing, but I think it's an Italian-derived word, so I don't really think that like they have like bonita in Spanish.
Your bonita life.
Right. That's not what the name is. So it's just
Your
Bella Life.
Tell us about the name since we're talking about it. How did Bella Life become the identity of the company?
You know, I wish it was a really interesting and fascinating story, but it really wasn't. I just kept like kind of going through different words, different things that I liked, making a lot of lists, talking things out loud, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Bella Life just encompassed everything that I'm about and everything that I wanted to portray.
It's really good.
And it had a vibrancy to it, which is really important to me. And
it was available?
And it was available. The URL was available. Well, Bella Life was not available, so I made Your Bella Life because the URL wasn't available.
Right.
So,
but it is Your Bella Life.
It is. So
it's
it made
for
sense.
people to claim it as theirs.
Yes, exactly.
And what are they claiming when you say Your Bella Life? What does that mean to you?
To me, it really means that really getting in touch with the things that light you up. So no matter what you're going through in your life, there's always something that you can do every day, multiple times a day, that literally like turn that internal spark on. And we all know what they are, but we haven't necessarily taken the time to really be conscious about them. So I wanted to create a place for people to go and start to do some of the work to uncover what those things are, start to actively incorporate them throughout their day. And that's what Bella Life kind of is for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. What are those things that get you on and that turn that light on?
Well, a lot of things. I think community is probably like the biggest thing for me. So just laughing with a really good friend, having like a delicious cup of tea, you know, all those kinds of things, but connecting with somebody that I really care about.
Yeah.
People and people's journeys and their strength and their inspiration just inspire me so much, and it just helps me be like goofy and silly, which is nice for me.
Yep.
And then I also have always been a singer, so I sang from like when I was 13 to about 25. I took like voice lessons every single week for that entire time.
Wow.
And so singing is something that I love to do. I kind of only do it in the privacy of my own home, but it's something that makes me really happy. And and being with my dog Bella, she makes me really happy.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Speaking of the chronology of the last X amount of years, walk us through. You started Bella Life in March of 2010?
Yes.
How did you get to that point? What was happening prior to starting the company that ultimately got you to say, okay, we're going now, March 2010, like we're doing this for real?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I had been through a lot of health challenges, like my whole life, probably from when I was 10 to a couple years before I started Bella Life, so 10 to 25. I was going through a lot of health stuff, and it was always something that I used to learn about life, to kind of become stronger and be, you know, trying to have like more of a backbone and get through challenges and tell other people about them so it could help them feel better. I became trained to be a life coach, so I could use some of those tools as well in a more focused way.
Yeah.
But I also had this singing background, and I also like loved to perform, and I tried to do like some acting, and I'd done some commercials and stuff, but I'm not a very good liar, so it just like didn't work for me. So I was constantly trying to find like the marriage between the two. So how can I share these concepts with people that are really going to help them? And it's not just going to be, you know, the Nitika show. I don't really want it to be about me, but how am I also going to be able to tap into that performance side of myself, which is important to me. So I prayed a lot. I'm sure that's a first for Liquid Talent TV, but I prayed a lot, honestly, because I felt this really strong like charge and really strong purpose in my heart, but I didn't know what it was. And I kept asking like the universe for probably like 2 years. I asked, what the heck is this? Like, what is it? I prayed for clarity. And I also like, you know, did other random like little side jobs on the side, but I was really clear that there was going to be a moment when it clicked, and I was waiting for that. Like, it hadn't happened yet for like a couple of years.
And it clicked.
And then it clicked. Well, the part that clicked was I actually had a really close friend of mine ask me if there were 3 things that you could do every single day, no matter if you got paid for them or not, what would they be?
Ooh,
and
I like that.
yeah, and I never thought of that before. And she said very clearly, she was like, do not think about how you can make money off of them. Do not think about anything monetarily. So my 3 things were that I would take care of people. Like, I love the act of caring for people. I love to create things, whether it's like a scrapbook or a video. I just love being in creation.
Yep.
And I love the camera. I really do. And I was like, it's not a vain thing. It's like, you know, like a saxophone player loves his instrument. Like, the camera is my instrument.
Wow.
It's how I feel the most on. It's how I communicate my messages to the world.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the hell is that? Like, am I supposed to do videos for an old folks home or something? Like, I just did not see the correlation.
Yeah.
So then I meditated on it for literally like 2 weeks. And I realized that I really wanted to have a talk show. And I really wanted to take care of my audience, and I wanted to do it in front of the camera, and I wanted to create concepts and segments and ideas. And that was a talk show. And then I was like, oh my God, the only person I know has a talk show is Ellen and Oprah. So how the hell am I gonna have a talk show? I don't have any money. I had like 8 friends at the time. I had never done like a home video or anything like that. It was like, how is this ever gonna happen?
Right.
So then I kind of thought backwards, and I thought to myself, well, the one thing that I could possibly have control over is to create a platform, because I had no platform. So that started the whole journey of me being like, okay, well, I'm going to do this website thing, and I hope people subscribe, come to it. And I'm going to do these videos. And
you were doing the 3 things that you love, that your friends so so cleverly said. Don't worry about the money. Do what you love. And the money will come.
Totally.
And that's such like prudent advice, you know, because you're not going to be able to do it for long term unless you really do enjoy what you're doing. Or it's not healthy to do something for so long unless you enjoy doing it. Tell us a little bit about the platform. So I know it's an online magazine, a website, events.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the structure of it.
Sure, yeah. Well, I have I totally created a website that could work with my needs. So that was like another thing I learned as an entrepreneur. At first, I was just trying to figure out a way to get all this content out there, and then I put a lot of pressure on myself. And then I realized I could actually leverage amazing people who are doing awesome things out there and create a platform for them as well, and showcase their awesome work. So I have over 100 contributors that write for me right now, and they submit, depending on what kind of contributor they are, they submit at least 1 article a month.
Wow.
And so we have new articles on the site every week, and we also have live events that have about 200 women, mostly women. Men are invited, but not a lot of men come. I wish they were more like singles events, but they're not. So we have about 200 women at most of our events, and we do them at places like the Dream Hotel and places around New York City, and they're really fun.
What's the purpose of the event?
There's a few different purposes. One, everything I do is always to kind of showcase how amazing other people are as well, so that's a huge part of it. We've got incredible sponsors and partners that work with us that want to come see our Bella Beauties because they're excited to be in front of that audience. And then the other purpose for the guests that come is to connect with like-minded people who are mostly wellness entrepreneurs, because that's really the kind of women that I attract. And they're women who are entrepreneurially inclined, but they know that healing is the cornerstone to their success. So like anything that's about self-care, self-love, self-reflection, all of that, they're obsessed with.
Wow.
So the events usually bring them, like our last event was called Hot and Healthy at the Dream Hotel, and it was really fun, but it was also really informative.
Incredible energy in the room. You know, looking at 2015, 2016, 2017 into the future, the learnings and the success of your Bella life, how does that translate into moving to Nitika Chopra, and what does that transition look like for you, and what's the impetus behind it? Yeah,
so I'm going to be closing Bella Life pretty soon, hopefully by the end of 2014, but pretty soon. And the reason why is because I kind of I think I originally needed Bella Life to learn a lot of different lessons. I needed to work with other people that were doing things that I've never done before, things like that. And now as I look back and, I have my own talk show and I did like 40 episodes of television for that, and I do these events and I do everything for the event top to bottom myself, and I just have all these relationships with brands. I was kind of like, well, I don't know if I feel like I've outgrown Bella Life personally. So for nitikachopra.com, which will be coming soon, it's really about taking all those different things that I'm already doing and just funneling them and showcasing them better. Because now I feel like when I post something on Bella Life, it's not so much about what I'm doing, and it gets a little lost. Because there's so much going on the site, which is exciting and very valuable, but it's not really serving my higher purpose. So, yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Me too.
nitikachopra.com. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
And love me.
And love me.
Thanks, Nitika.
Thank you, guys.